All right, guys, welcome back to the Troy High Experience podcast. This is episode 3. I'm your host, Bennett, and this week I'll be interviewing Karam. Karam, introduce yourself.
Hello, Bennett. I'm Karam Mawazini. I'm a senior here at Troy High, and I'm really excited to be here today.
It's great to hear, man. So the theme of this week's podcast is performance, and you, being a big performer yourself, I thought it would be great to have you on.
Well, thank you for that. I really loved performing. I didn't always love performing, to be quite honest. I started performing. I did the musical in 8th grade as a joke, and now I'm majoring in theater, so...
Yeah, it's kind of funny. When you talk about the musical in 8th grade, it kind of reminds me how we used to hate each other in middle school. I don't know how much you disliked me, but I thought you were kind of a dick, I'm not gonna lie.
I will say this. Our friendship has evolved a lot, especially this year. I'm a very difficult person, so
yeah,
being a word to describe me, it's not a bad one.
Yeah, I mean, and that's at least what I kind of thought in 8th grade. But that's just because we didn't know each other, When we got to 9th grade and we were doing Beauty and the Beast together, we actually got to talking and stuff, and now we're cool. Do you want to talk more about that freshman year experience?
Yeah, definitely. I only got to spend a year with Mr. Bodick, but he was really great, and his legacy here is the impact it's left on me is the reason I have such a passion. I feel like, doing the tribute show alone, for example, just shows you what Troy High has, what's come out of Troy High and what you're capable of, just being here as a student. And I've just been glad to take advantage of all the opportunities I've had here.
Yeah, I mean, totally same for me. Mr. Bodick was a huge influence on my love for performing. I did the musical in 9th grade just to sort of carry on what I'd been doing in middle school, starting in 7th grade, High School Musical Junior. Missed that show. And I just kind of did it, and I wasn't super into it at first, but Rick's passion and the passion of everyone else who he's worked with, because it's not enough to have one passionate person in the cast. It's not enough to have that one theater kid that really loves it,
And being in high school and just seeing a director, it's the same with band, with Mr. Nutting. Troy is just so blessed to have had, just such great educators. You feel like you're not in middle school, you feel like you're doing a middle school show, but when you were working with Mr. Bodick, you feel a part of something way bigger. There's no, it's just a big puzzle, and everyone's working on it together. It was real beautiful.
Yeah, no, to sort of sum it up in a word, I think it's really it's a culture that's been developed at Troy High through the arts programs. Definitely. That starts at the top with the leadership, with dedicated, passionate people like Nutting and Bodick, now Vickers, McNair, now Miss Stewart, Miss Covey, and all of them putting their heart and soul into the programs, and that trickles down through the student leadership to the kids, even the freshmen who don't really understand, but once they see the commitment of those around them, they start really feeling it.
I mean, just teachers taking such interest in what I do. Mr. Nutting will, whatever I ask him to just star in a video or anything like that, he just is all in with no hesitation. He just wants to support anything we do creatively. And same with for me, ever since pretty much my sophomore year, me and Miss Clark, Harriet Clark, don't get along at all, or didn't get along at all, but I'd say we're the two most similar people, and she's guided me so much, and just, the way I hold and present myself, and how to conquer the ideas I have, and things like that. So, being a high school student, I can give all the credit to the mentors and teachers and parents around me for inspiring all my passions.
Yeah, Clark, obviously a big influence on what you do performance-wise, how you carry yourself, because I think it's in her class that you run Karam's Corner, right?
Yeah, you know, it wasn't a class. Originally, last year, it used to be a class, but
Yeah, I think
not enough people signed up for it after the pandemic, so they canceled it. So Rachel and I, like, approached Mrs. Clark, and we were like, hey, we'll do it as a club. And, yeah, we went from there, and then second semester, my 5th hour is now independent study with JD Armstrong and Rachel Kozlowski, and the 3 of us work our tail off with Mrs. Clark and get some nice videos for you guys.
Yeah, so I know the whole school sees like the finished product, not just the announcements, but the Karam's Corner segments in particular.
Mm-hmm.
But what's it like in the background? You know, like what are the behind the scenes things that we don't see? How much work is it? You know, what's the writing process like for you?
It's like a lot of work. Like for example, like Rachel edits, like, I mean, like, for just like, this is like just Karam's Corner, not including like the other half of the announcements. Like, she'll spend like more than 6 hours on a video editing, and like,
Jeez.
recording. Like, I mean, first semester we didn't have a class or anything, so I was just skipping like 3-4 class periods just to make up time for these videos, and coming in early and after school. And I mean, writing, to be quite honest with you, the ideas, we just kind of, we trust the first thing that comes to us, and that's like how we like to roll. So maybe it's not so hard coming up with the ideas, but constructing some of the obscurities of those ideas may be difficult. And, you know, trying to get teachers together and students out of class, and just coordinating colors. You can never wear green because of the green screen on the days you want to record.
Yeah.
And for example, you have to bring glue and makeup if you want to be a Tony in a video.
God.
And you have to, it's just like way more work than it should be. But it is way worth it and so fun. It's great.
Yeah, no, I totally get it. It's kind of like what we're doing here, you know, with this podcast. For those of you who don't know, for Mr. Greenwood's music tech class, the entire 4th quarter, or whatever, you know, whatever is the end quarter of the semester you're taking it in, is basically dedicated to your final project. You've got a few months to produce something of professional quality. You can do one podcast episode, you could do a song, you could do whatever. And me, Paul, Matt, and Noah are kind of taking it like a step above, and we're putting in that extra work because it's like a labor of love. And so I get where you're coming from, saying, you know, you put in the work early, you put in the work late. Trying to get people out of class is a pain. Like, I think Emily last week couldn't come on the Tuesday that we wanted to record, so we had to move our date to Wednesday.
Yeah, when it comes to, you know, having to skip class and stuff, you know, I'm like 10-cent street hook. You know, it's not hard to get me out of class.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so you said something about Tony Clifton, which is an Andy Kaufman character. And I remember doing that gig with you for Mr. Try High.
Yeah.
And the entire day you were staying in that character of Tony Clifton.
Mm-hmm.
I was just thinking about it. Kind of brings up like an interesting point. Kaufman was always performing.
Yeah.
You know, no matter where he was always in character. Sometimes it was a pain in the ass, but other times, I mean, it really led to some of the greatest performances we've ever seen comedically. I just wanted, because it seems sometimes like you're always in performance mode. You know, it seems to me like you're always ready to turn it on at the drop of a hat. You know, and that just wanted to know, like, what is that experience of like staying in character for the day? Like, what impact does it have on your performing career?
To be quite honest with you, that one day, I think, changed my life forever. Because I put in I mean, we all put in an insane amount of work into getting that performance to be as good as it could be. And I mean, heck, we could take that performance to any school and it would just be a hit anywhere you go. It's just set up for success. It's so funny, and even if everyone hates it, it's part of the jig. We just set it up so well. And, you know, staying in character, like during the dress rehearsal, and even I was in such character and like kind of hitting on Miss Silik, and she like almost kicked me out of the dress rehearsal if I didn't get out of character, and I still stuck with it. You know, I remember Jacqueline, you look very nice today.
Yeah. God, you can still do the voice.
Yeah, it was great. You know, it's not easy to just dive into something completely, and I'm not even ready to even do that again, let alone anything else. And I'm just glad I have that experience under my belt, because that showed me what I want to do, which is perform. And you say Andy Kaufman and, you know, myself, maybe perhaps we're always staying in character, but I don't know, I think it's almost we're never in character. It's I really, you know, I think Tony Clifton is something out of this world. It's just it's a bad guy, you know. Every story needs a supervillain. Every story needs a bad guy, and it's so nice to have them. And I think Troy High especially needs more bad guys, because everything at this school is like sugar coated, you know.
Yeah, there's some rhetoric, all right. Yeah, no, you said it's almost like you're never performing. Does that mean that you feel like when you're on stage, when you're doing a role like Tony, you really feel like that's when you can be yourself most? Is that when you feel like freest?
Yes, because I don't have to suffer the consequences. In my head, it's not even the consequences of the character, but it's more like if they don't like me, if they don't like this character, that's fine. It's not like they don't like me. It's like when I'm up on stage performing, it's like almost there's like a shield over my body, like a immunity. Yeah, I feel so like safe.
Sort of like you're protected from criticism.
Exactly. I feel very safe being in characters.
Yeah. I just lost my train of thought. So it's almost like when you're a performer,
mm-hmm.
you say you never start performing because you feel like yourself. I sort of feel like, even in general, even if you're not, even if you're not a musician or a theater kid or you're doing any other sort of performance, I kind of feel like we never stop performing.
I agree. And I mean, just like you say, like, for example, in music, I find it like quite hard actually to perform in band settings. Like I find it nerve-wracking and difficult because it's me, on the stage.
Yeah, no, it's definitely like putting yourself out there, and it takes some nerve.
It definitely does, and I mean, just performing is just the greatest thing. I mean, even I remember just this past midwinter break, my friends and I went up north, and of course we hit the sledding slopes, and my two friends tried to get me down the hill, without my knowledge, and I tried taking Ryan Decker down with me, and we ended up tasseling down the hill.
Oh, jeez.
And I got up, and I started yelling at him and telling him how I had my panties up in a bunch and made a whole performance out of it. It's just like, you're right. It never does stop, because it is such a divine way of emphasizing your emotions.
Yeah. I feel like, because I'm a performer too, it's ingrained in me now. It's a part of my, it's a part of really who I am at my core. I really dig performing. I love being up on stage, and like, you're putting all of this work on the line for like a few short moments, you know, whether it's, you know, 2 hours for the musical.
Yeah, definitely.
Or whether it's like one, you know, 30-bar solo in jazz band. Either way, all of this work is culminating in one big thing. And it's sort of like, it's sort of an adrenaline rush for me. It's kind of addicting, you know?
Oh, it is so addicting. Like, I mean, people just thought I was crazy. I mean, even right after Mr. Troy High, like I would just be sitting in my room as like in character for so many hours, and then move and rehearse singing for so many hours, and then do like, you know, just like technical like set things in my head, how I wanted lights or whatever like that, and costuming things, and like all for just these 10 minutes of performance time, and it is so freaking worth it.
Oh
and
my
you
God,
are just
yeah.
so, it's such a rush, and it is so addicting, and I'll never get enough of it. I'll never get enough of it.
Yeah, no, being up there on stage with my friends, you know, with you, with Alexis, with everyone else that I've met through theater, through band and all that, putting everything on the line together up there, it's sort of like, to a less extreme degree, it's like, you know how they say you bond closer with people you're in like a near fatal accident with? Like if you got,
Yeah.
if you almost died in a plane crash with a ton of people, you guys are going to be like really
Yeah,
close
yeah.
now because you shared this traumatic experience.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a traumatic experience, but like it's sort of the
It's
same
an
thing.
empowering experience
Yeah.
for sure. You know, you're weaving something together that's bigger than you.
You
It's
spend all
not for
this
your
time together.
joy. It's for someone else's entertainment. You are a part of something way bigger than yourself every time you go out and perform. And you're right, the relationships you build and the friends you make, that's like a huge thing too.
Yeah, I mean, we would have never gotten to be like this now
Yeah, I mean,
without performance.
not at all. I mean, like, I think of our greatest bonding experiences would be like band camp and all the
Freshman year,
yeah,
set
like,
tear down.
oh yeah,
Only real ones remember that.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. The reason I'm sitting here doing this extremely therapeutic interview.
Yeah, I feel like there's a weight off my chest.
Yeah, you know, I've never done this kind of podcasting thing before, and having the headset on and hearing mine and your voice is so therapeutic. I like it.
Yeah, no, this is the first podcast I've run, but similar sort of thing to the rest of the performances where we get like one, maybe two takes, and then we're done.
Yeah.
Speaking of done, this interview is done. I want to thank Karam for coming on and being our guest today.
Thank you so much for your time. This was great.
Hey guys, welcome to the discussion portion of our podcast. I'm here with the boys. Say what up.
How's it going?
Yo.
There we go.
Why do you guys both
We're
say
all,
yo?
we're all here, and we're doing this virtual. This is not the same day as the interview was recorded because we can't get all of us in the same room at once. The government won't allow it. We're too dangerous.
Yeah, four
And so we
minds
have
in
to
one
be split
room.
up for this.
It's unsafe.
High risk individuals.
It's like having the four like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in one room, you know? Like,
Yeah, like I said, Paul, you always add like the most random stuff to a conversation. Like either one, it won't be related. Two, it doesn't like you don't read the room, or three, it doesn't fit the conversation.
are you just saying he has like a social disability?
I mean, he knows that. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
I do
That's a joke.
have that sometimes.
No,
I'm not
it's
gonna lie.
all mental though.
I think we've all been there.
Bro, I have a friend who's like that. Like,
Paul.
like
Yeah,
I'm not saying you're
it's
like this,
Noah.
Paul. I'm not saying you're like this, Paul. But like, I have a friend who like we're in like a group scenario, and then like he constantly tries to like just talk to me like as I'm like having a group conversation. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Like the people that like. They're like, oh yeah, by the way, like, how did your thing go? But it's like in a group conversation while you're like talking to a whole group, and then it's like they start a conversation that's only between two people.
Yeah.
You guys
There
know
is
what
a
I'm talking
person
about?
that I'm thinking of, and it's exactly like that, but it's
I
every day.
guess.
Every day.
I don't like when people do that.
See,
It's a
Paul,
little
you don't
annoying.
talk to people every day, so that's not true. Why are you lying?
I talk to
Why?
people every other day.
There you
Okay,
go,
that's
there
if
you
I'm
go.
feeling good about it.
Yeah, Tuesdays Paul doesn't interact with anyone.
Yeah. Dude, imagine like there's days where you just take off or like the day off from talking to people.
That's
That's
what
not-
Monday
don't
is.
even open
That's
your
what
mouth.
Monday
No,
is.
bro. Hey, remember what Mr. Greenwood said? Monday is only as bad as your attitude.
I just no, I have a good
Exactly.
attitude, but like I don't know. I'm just
These
so
are
fresh. I
important
can't talk.
lessons you need to be considering, Paul.
I'm too fresh. I can't talk. All right.
There's people at school that are just not conscious. Like I realize like they're not real. Like they're just NPCs. Like they're actually not real.
Wait, hold on. I've said this so
The
many
kids
times.
in the library.
No.
Library.
I mean,
You're
yeah.
walking in like the main hallway or whatever, and you've got kids that are walking like they're using Google Maps to get around. Like zero awareness.
There's freshmen who still don't know where things are, and we're like almost at
Dude,
the
there
end
are
of the year.
seniors who still don't know where things are. Okay.
It's crazy.
Okay, but to be fair though, like when this year started, there was 2 new sets of new students that never have been inside the school.
Yeah.
Because it's the
1.5,
people who were
but yeah.
online the year before, and then the newcomers actually going into high school. So there's 2 grades that had no idea what the school was. I remember that, dude. That first like week at the the main stairwell was like the craziest thing I've ever seen.
Dude, I still like try and avoid the main stairwell if I can like help it.
Yeah, you
Like every time I'm like going up or down stairs, it's like, okay, can I go down like a side staircase?
Yeah.
Because it's just like if you're using like the back staircases by the English hallway or whatever.
Yeah.
I feel like if you're using that, you kind of have to know it's there. It's like less obvious. I feel like using a staircase that's out of the way weeds out the people that don't know where they're going.
True.
If that makes sense. It's like using a back route,
Yeah.
Dude,
Gotcha.
that hallway, that like staircase, that one on the extension has probably one person I've ever seen there. Every
Oh,
time
you're
there,
talking
there's
about like
no
by
one
the
there.
office?
No, like farther, like on the other side, like where that like kind of pond is, like past the history hallways. Like it's an extension.
I know what
it's
you're
not
talking
part of
about,
the
yeah.
building.
Oh,
The
it's
blue
like
one? The blue one?
What?
The blue
Yeah, no, I know what you're
the
talking
blue
about.
one?
Yeah,
That is my favorite staircase in the entire school. That is
it
literally
has a smell to
When
it.
do
would
you use it?
I use it every day. I literally use it every
Wait,
day.
what kind of smell are we
dude,
talking, Paul?
I've used
Kinda
it
rubbery.
every day in high school. Like that I've been inside the school, I pretty much use that staircase. Dude, that's
Wow.
okay. I was literally gonna ask, what's your guys' favorite staircase? That's mine for sure.
Ooh, you know what? I really do dig the one at the end of the English hallway. You know
Like
what I'm
the
talking
3-1 at the end of the
Wait,
hallway?
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds cool.
Are you talking about the staircase that's like far or like the far down one, like by the Japanese room, or are you talking about the one that's like at the end of the social studies hallway?
You're talking to me?
about? I think Matt was talking about the one at the Japanese, and I'm talking about the one that's like the end of the science English language hallway.
No.
Oh, I don't
No.
like that one.
I mean, that was kind of
What?
crusty though.
Okay, the only thing I don't like is that the door on the top doesn't open all the way.
I'm talking
Yeah.
about the one that's only 2 stairs, like 2 flights.
Yeah, I like
blue.
that one.
Stairs.
I like
And it's
that
by
one.
the glass. It's by the glass.
You know which one I hate the most? The one that's like near the main hallway. It's kind of like that side one,
Oh,
but it feels like there's
yeah.
a billion people walking on it
It's
every
super
time.
thin. I feel like
It's so
that's a
thin.
safety
It's so
hazard.
thin.
That's actually a safety hazard.
It
for
is.
sure.
You know what's weird about it? The fact that it doesn't have any lighting. It's literally like if it's like dark out, like if
Yeah,
you get there
there's,
like
no lights.
Oh,
first
does
hour,
it
like I
lighting?
Well, 'cause
swear it's
supposed
like
to be for
literally like
Very
very
there's
the
lighting.
glass. The glass.
yeah, it has the glass,
But
but like,
no,
I
like,
don't know if it's
it's
dark
all
out.
natural.
Like if you get there like first or second hour, like dude, that thing is like it is scary. I feel like I'm gonna like get murdered or something.
Yeah, whoa.
Like
Hey, yo.
it's just like I don't know. It's like I feel like scared. Like I don't know.
remember
that's why that's my favorite.
There was like a 9th grade orientation before school started. It was like 2 days before my freshman debut. And I had this group of friends, and our leader was like a senior that year. She was graduating. She was very
I thought
beautiful.
you meant like leader of the friends.
No, like our guide. She was a very, very pretty woman, and she was helping us out. And that's where she told me about the back staircase. And like I've used it every day. Like shout out her, bro. I don't know who you were. I don't remember your name. I don't.
He uses it every day because of her.
Well, I mean,
You
no,
guys know they-
not just because of that, because it's literally
He hopes
goated.
to find her again.
He's
one day.
hoping.
Yeah,
she'll
well,
come
hope
back.
For his lost love.
One day I'll go inside there. She'll be waiting at the top.
Like in the wedding
Wake
gown
up,
and veil,
Matt.
like
Wake
Matt's
up.
perfect wife.
Says you.
Also,
And wait, hold
boys,
on. You gotta check her Visco. Make sure there's no boyfriends on there.
boys, can I do a total 180 with the conversation?
Go
I have
ahead.
like something
Go ahead.
I wanna rant about here.
Good.
So, dude, I'm doing I'm not even gonna say the class, but I'm doing like a speech or like I'm doing like a thing in one of my classes, right? Like a project. My partner, literally, they don't know what they're doing at all, and they're like completely making me do everything for them, like tonight. Like they were just like, oh, I don't know how to gather evidence. Like they haven't done that at all in high school before.
Oh,
Like-
like just like tell your teacher.
Oh yeah. He can't
Yeah.
do that.
Bro, like it seriously, like he's supposed to do his own part of it, but he's making me do it for him.
Well, don't do it
And
for him, bro.
It's due tomorrow. But the thing
Yeah,
is,
you know.
it's a team grade. I get graded for what he does too.
Yeah, if you tell your teacher that like he just didn't do anything, like they're not gonna give him the points.
Exactly, and I'm probably gonna say something because it's like I'm not doing it. Like you're not a child, you can do it. Well, he's a child, but like like he can
Dang.
do it still. Like bro's in 11th grade and doesn't know how to find evidence on the internet.
Yeah.
Dude, you know what I
that's
hate?
bad.
The people that don't understand what a thesis statement is. I think I
Yeah,
get this explained to
that's
me
this
every
guy.
single year in English. We go over this whole thesis thing and how to write an essay,
Never
and it makes
gets
me cringe
easier.
because we do this every year. And I think to myself, wow, why would anybody need to know this? And then the kid next to me is like, wait, what? Well, I don't understand. Like, what? I don't, dude. How do people not know like what a thesis is?
So, past week, I've been out of school. I've been to school all week except for 2 hours of one day, and I just went home after that. I have been home playing a world with Jack Scott on Minecraft. We've just been grinding, and he has like a whole villager base down in the basement. And, we're trying to get the books and stuff, trying to beat the Ender Dragon, obviously, eventually. But we named it like COVID Craft. I don't
Wow.
I don't have COVID, but anyway, and that's been mentally stressing because every once in a while when we're making good progress, Jack will just run up to my room, break all the glass I made, or he'll just start killing me. And like I'm like, Jack, I am trying to progress in this world, and you have been killing me for half an hour straight. Like, what do you want me to do? I'm like, Jack, I'm gonna get off. And then I make him mad, and then he kills me some more, and then he takes all my diamonds and runs. So I've been stressed, and I've been thinking about that all day. I'm gonna put my foot
That
down.
sounds very fun.
I'm gonna put my foot down. I'm gonna be like, you know what, Jack? I'm gonna go play Warzone. Keep being weird.
I think you need to
Tell
stand
him
up
he's
for yourself.
grounded,
Yeah.
bro.
What'd you say, Bennett?
I think you need to stand up for yourself.
Well, I did until he had a sharpness 5 sword that he got from a book. So
Oh,
I've been not in the
do you
running.
need to call the boys?
I might need to gang up on him.
Have the gang pull up.
Yeah, Minecraft is top 5 game, obviously. Top 3.
Honestly, it's not in my top 3.
With like
It's
friends.
not even really in my top 5.
Well, I'm
And
saying,
here's why. It's a really good game to come back to once every 3 months and
it
play
has
for
like
like
no
7
replayability,
days.
though.
But like
No,
I
really.
can never stay in a world for too long. Like I get
No,
really bored.
I agree. What is your best quality?
What is my best quality?
Yeah.
Dang, you know what? I
Yeah.
don't really think about it.
So
Not
think
gonna
about it right
lie.
now. That's
Do you
why
want
I'm
me to
asking.
answer for you, Bennett?
Yeah, what do you
Yes,
think is
babe.
his best quality?
I think Bennett's best quality is he's very charismatic and easy to talk to. He talks
I
to
like that.
everyone.
See, I
That's
would
nice.
disagree. I'm not disagreeing like in the terms of like not saying like, oh yeah, it's not my best. Disagreeing in that I don't think I'm as charismatic as you say I am.
No,
that
I think
that
you are,
sounds
though.
like really humble brag. I know, but like I really don't think I am. Like I'll say like sometimes, or like I'll try and
Oh,
convince someone of something. I'm
ever.
like, this is just not working. Like
Bro, everyone tries to talk to you, Bennett. Everyone wants to talk to you.
I feel like that's cap. Maybe
what do you-
maybe
What do you
that's-
what do you
maybe
think is
that's-
Noah's best quality, Bennett?
Noah's best quality is easily his musicianship and just his general knowledge about everything he talks
He is
about.
very knowledgeable. He knows a lot of like sometimes we
He's a
talk
smart
and
guy.
yeah, no, he knows a lot about a lot of different things. It isn't.
I mean, he's a kick-ass drummer.
Paul, I'm gonna let you try again. What's your best quality?
I make
Again,
I make
bro.
dope rhymes sometimes. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay, go back to awareness. Why? Explain awareness.
Awareness.
Yeah, why?
Like the feel, because I feel like people do things that are embarrassing, and I feel like I've done embarrassing things, but nothing compared to what other people have done.
How is
Like
that
I feel like I
awareness?
know, because
He's
you
the
know
podcast.
what's
That's just
embarrassing.
a
what's
level
not.
of maturity. Like that's
Okay,
just
never mind then.
No. I want you to
No.
explain. I'm questioning it.
I'm explaining it, and you're just saying no.
No.
Maybe your best
I don't wanna
quality
explain.
is like maturity if you're saying it like
That's
that.
what I'm
Like
saying.
maybe Paul's just like a really like mature guy. And
But that's what
cool.
awareness is. Being mature is being aware.
You're right.
That's
I don't understand how.
I don't know. Why Matt's your biggest hater.
No, I want him to.
I think I'm gonna come over to your house. I'm gonna knock you out right now. Okay.
The only thing that's gonna knock you out is COVID. All right, so you.
This sickness that you have will be
Yeah,
way
you got
worse.
it.
All right. I will
I'm gonna-
make you sick.
Okay,
I'm gonna
guys, what's
steal
my
your
best quality?
catalytic converter. What's your best quality?
Yeah, what is my best quality?
You're just a fun guy, dude.
Yeah,
What does that mean?
exactly. Bro, dude,
You're just a fun guy.
no, I have a specific answer. It might not be your best quality, but it's one of them. Bro, Matt is always smiling. Like he is
Okay.
always smiling. Like, bro, you can't go into a room with Matt and not smile.
You understand jokes that like a lot of people would not get, and I feel like I appreciate that a lot.
Thank you.
But I feel like you know so much about things that a lot of people wouldn't know about. So like your sense of humor is different. You don't.
Maybe
laugh at
that's.
stupid
But is
things,
that us?
understand why.
Like, is that we
That's
just
just-
know a lot about each other? Like, because we're friends.
I don't
we
know.
Share a lot of common interests. Maybe that's why no one else gets it.
Maybe.
That's like an inside joke.
That's
Yeah.
what, no, not like that. Like we're interested in a lot of the same things, or even memes. Like we'll see the same memes, so that's why we'll get it. But maybe that's I don't know if that's a quality. I think it's just because
But if you're like me, that means that you're the best person.
the
ever.
closer I am to you, the less confident I am in myself. I'm just kidding.
That sounds like a bad.
I'm
Paul
kidding.
can't say anything without you like going on.
No, it's a joke. It's a joke. We did nothing productive in this. I promise you, no one's gonna gain anything from listening to the second half. We might as well
Yeah.
put it.
Well, maybe
Honestly,
because
so
you were
much
making fun of me the whole
road,
time.
Maybe because you were saying stupid things the whole time.
I did not say a single stupid thing there.
Whoa.
All right, guys, and on that
literally
note,
answered.
I think we're gonna wrap up the episode. Say
You never
say
said what's
peace,
good to
everyone.
Biomet.
I said
Bye, guys.
say peace.
Peace. Bye.
Goodbye.